Welcome to the channel where cats are the true stars. Here you'll hear stories filled with comedy, drama, and the kind of chaos only a cat can create. Every tale is told with humor and a touch of irony, because with cats, the unbelievable is just normal. So sit back, relax, and find out what your cat might be plotting right now.
My New Year's Eve started with something very human. A list. A list of resolutions. I was sitting at the table, pen in hand, trying to decide which improved version of myself I would pretend to become after midnight. Eat better. Sleep more. Be an organized person. Maybe learn something new. Maybe stop making lists I never follow. The cats were nearby. Too nearby. One of them was watching the movement of the pen as if it were a personal threat. The other had already decided that the papers on the table weren't there by accident. They were clearly public property. I ignored them. Classic mistake. As soon as I wrote the first item on the list, a paw appeared out of nowhere and pulled the paper onto the floor. Not violently. Precisely. Before I could react. The paper was being folded, crumpled, and inspected as if it were hiding food between the words. "Do you even know what that is?" I asked. He didn't answer. He just bit the corner of the page. Maybe he disagreed with my plan to be more productive. I grabbed another sheet, wrote more carefully, moved the cats away from the table. It worked for exactly 40 seconds. The younger one jumped onto the chair, sat down, and stared at me seriously. Not aggressive, not curious, evaluating. He seemed to be thinking, sleep less? Bad idea. More exercise? Why? Fewer snacks? Absolutely not. I pushed the chair back. He didn't move. The list was officially rejected. As midnight got closer, I started to feel that familiar New Year's pressure. The clock seemed to move faster. My phone kept vibrating with messages. Social media was already overflowing with grand promises. The cats, by contrast, were having a perfectly normal day. One went to eat. The other went to sleep. Neither showed any interest in the fact that time was about to change its number. When I tried to gather the resolution papers, one of them stole a sheet and dragged it across the living room like a completely useless trophy. Maybe he was saving it to play with in January. Or maybe, in his opinion, it was just trash. Shortly before midnight, I sat down on the couch with the half-destroyed list in my hand. I tried to reread what was still legible. Before I could finish, one cat jumped onto the paper. The other attacked the opposite corner. The list tore into two perfectly uneven pieces. I stared at the scraps on the floor. They stared back at me. No one moved. That's when I realized those resolutions weren't making it past that night. When midnight arrived, fireworks started outside. Noise, lights, full celebration. Inside the house, one cat yawned. The other changed position on the couch. Neither ran to the window. Neither got scared. Neither celebrated. It was just another minute passing. And maybe that was the point. While we make dramatic assessments of an entire year, they live one day at a time. No promises. No guilt. No impossible plans. I gathered what was left of the list and threw it in the trash. One cat followed me there, curious. The others stayed on the couch, completely indifferent to my existential crisis. I sat back down. The year had changed. I hadn't. And honestly, that was fine. Maybe celebrating New Year's the right way isn't reinventing your entire life at midnight. Maybe it's accepting that tomorrow is also just another day. And that cats, as always, already knew that.
And that's the end of another feline adventure full of surprises. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who also has a cat, because we all know these little felines are always plotting their next mischief. See you in the next story.